Whoa. And I think we're up. We are up and rolling. We are up and rolling. All right. Hello. Welcome all. Welcome. Welcome. I am Kep. If you're on the Z-Man one, yeah, I would like to be able to change the name of my account, but Rumble won't let me do that right now. I don't even know what I have on, what my name is on YouTube. I keep forgetting. It's Z-Man. So 0031. I can probably link that on this shit too, until I say something wrong and possibly get kicked off of YouTube. But uh, I don't care. I just want to speak my mind and have fun with it. Chat with people. If you, I would love to chit chat with people. It gives me different perspectives of where people are at and everything else, and that's kind of how I mean, not how my thinking is, but I can get into a lot more shit. Right on. Uh, so I guess uh, the Z-Man thing, it goes back to when we had CBs, way before we had cell phones, obviously, but that was a handle for my on the CB. So, but um, hopefully people have seen this. Me being an Iowan, my dad graduated from the University of Iowa. My son is going to the University of Iowa. I skipped out. I went a different route, but lifelong Hawkeye fan. Loved seeing Caitlin Clark play for Iowa, play through her senior year, even uh, become just phenomenal. But ever since going to the WNBA, it's just been terrible on her. Excuse me. It's there. It just won't come up. But it's just been brutal for her. I mean, it's hard enough playing the game as is. I mean, obviously she would whoop my ass playing basketball. She wouldn't take on Cooper DeJean for a one-on-one match, but I mean, to Cooper's advantage there, he also played very good basketball when he was in high school. Uh, Obviously had a stellar career at Iowa and is a Super Bowl champion in the NFL. But we produced some very good athletes. Caitlin Clark was one of them, and she it's just been met with just I don't understand. It's just unfairness in a lot of way, a lot of ways. Um, does she need to wear a fucking bomb suit to play because of everything going on? I mean, this is what we're all concerned about right here. And yeah, just the picture alone, that looks bad. It looks really bad. Uh, Roles reversed, you'd be screaming that this is George Floyd 2.0. Um, but uh, this is the type of shit that's been going on since day one that she stepped foot in the WNBA. I they it seems like they want this shit to continue on so they think that will drive up ratings to see because the skill isn't really as you're not seeing the slam dunks and stuff like you would in the men's uh, NBA. But so to liven it up, we're just going to allow these flagrant fouls to happen. To let, I mean, there's trash talk, and then there's what we see going on in these matches, especially against Caitlyn. She's her cash cow, and they're trying to cut her legs off. I don't understand the thinking, but I mean, you watch it play through.
To the ground, and ooh, that's a.
I mean, that did slow down just a hair. That did slow down just a hair. Why does this thing keep beeping at me? They did slow that down. And it is on the side of her neck. But the foul happened over here.
I mean, Caitlyn
got tripped up.
Ooh, that's a.
And then
a hand to the neck, and then listen to.
Steps over top of her afterwards.
And
that's a pretty bad foul there, but then to do that, to kick her. Oh, I was going for the ball. Okay. I can kind of get that. The pressing on the neck is real issue. What the fuck's going on with this thing? We've seen this constantly. The reason why she became so popular is her style of play, her I don't know what's going on. I don't know if anybody else can hear the dinging, but I can. Huh. Going on. I don't know if anybody else can hear the dinging. I don't know. Huh. Going on. I don't know if anybody else can hear the dinging. I don't know. Yeah, you can. That sucks. Will this stay? Is it because I have this on? Oh. Well, that sucks. I wish I could turn notifications off on this. But yeah, this dumb person ends up getting a 1-game suspension and $1,000 fine. And I don't know if that's enough. We keep seeing this over and over again. At what point in time is this not just playing the game, but really seeking to hurt someone? And are we to the point where criminality could play into this? I mean, I see some pretty nasty shit in there going on in these games. The one thing you're not going to hear of is take this for example. If this was the roles were reversed, if Clark was a white woman or a black girl, and a white woman pressed on her neck getting up, oh my lord, we would see nothing but despair. It's really fucking ridiculous that it comes to that, but that's what it is. You know, just that. It does. That thing's pissing me the fuck off. Just a second, people. Technical difficulties. Ow. 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 1 second. My shit didn't charge the way it was supposed to charge. And now I'm playing with this. Don't know what the fuck's going on with it. So we're going to do something different. Okay. I'm not. Catastrophe. 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 Do. Okay. Well, now that I pretty much fully had a whole breakdown of everything here, let's see if this works now better and not get the dings and dings and everything else. All right, so let's get back to this. Yeah, if this was roles were reversed, we'd have outrage. We'd have auto zones on fire again in peaceful protests. They'd want her arrested immediately. Actually, any of the shit that's been going on. I mean, this is. I mean, look at some of these fouls that have happened.
Today, I'm done with the WNBA. Where would the WNBA be?
Okay, I mean that is a flagrant foul. You know, just that, and that was from a white girl. I mean, it's a little bit of both. Is this race or is this just jealousy? It's both. In my mind, it's a little bit of both. Could it be stopped? Yeah, but it's not just happening to her. We're seeing a lot of other scuffles and shit like that just, come on. As much as the NBA sucks, this is making guys look worse. Oh yeah, two-fisted. I didn't even catch that.
I mean, Caitlin to the ground.
Yeah, she had both hands.
That's a.
Oh yeah, right there. Both hands. Both hands. Yeah, that was deliberate. I mean, like I said, she got a flagrant one foul, 1 game suspension, and they're gonna probably fine her $1,000 if they really do. Total bullshit. Which brings into another one from Babylon B. Love these people over there. They're great satirists. Yeah, I mean, that's more or less what's happening. I mean, they didn't call a foul there. Obviously, it should have been. And this can sum up a lot of it too. Seems like we got a lot of black lesbians there. I mean, look at Brittany Griner, where we traded the Lord of War to Russia for her ass when she knew fully well that she couldn't bring marijuana into Russia. She'd been there numerous times playing, and all of a sudden she forgot. You know, I would venture to say it's probably readily available in Russia. So just go without till you get there, get their stuff, use it there, buy, gone. That would avoid a lot of it. I mean, I'm not even sure how it works here in the United States, flying from one state to another state and being able to carry it with you. I don't know. I know it's illegal here in Iowa. I would like to see some changes on that. And I understand the whole black market aspect of it. And that can be handled pretty fucking easily, but the powers that be don't want it to happen. So I love memes. I love memes. I love how they go, but we have a huge fucking problem in the WNBA. This is the reason why people are just going to stop watching it. They wanted to watch it because Caitlin Clark is a great basketball player. Obviously, she's the best that came out of college so far. And I will say so far. Records are meant to be broken. Somebody else can be a freshman right now that's going to beat her record. One or two of them, maybe. We never know. That's the nice thing about having records, is somebody's going to try to break them. Drink milk on this show. It's whole milk. I'm not sponsored by any milk companies per se. I just love milk. I drink whole milk and wish I could get raw milk, but well, I can. It's just kind of specky. Real quick. So sooner or later, this is going to come to an end for Caitlin, because it's going to be. She's going to have a severe injury because she's being targeted. One, because she's white, and we know that only black people are really good at basketball. And I'm not trying to put anybody down on that. I grew up with Michael Jordan. I love watching Michael Jordan play. But they didn't have flagrant shit like this going on either. Yeah, the other thing is jealousy. She is good. And it is hard to guard her. I mean, are you going to try to foul her when she's shooting a three-pointer? I mean, if she makes it, and you foul her, she goes to the line and could be 4 points. You foul her, she misses, she still gets a chance for 3 free throws. So what do you do? I mean, that's why another reason why they're trying to just chop her down is because they can't compete outside that. She has the strength, the timing, the perfect roll to hit longer shots. And yeah, it's a jealousy thing again, and a racial thing, because like I said, she's white in a predominantly dominated field of black people, men and women, both leagues. Just those are the facts. That's the facts of the matter. So even football is more predominantly black than it is white. I mean, there are a lot of black people are very good at that athletics. It's great. I ran track against black kids, and I tell you what, it helped me. I gave personal best because I had the competition. Was I mad I lost? No. They're fast. Congratulate them at the end. That's the way we do it. But there's also white people that are very athletic, and there's a lot of Hispanic people that are very, very good at baseball and soccer. We won't call that football here because here, football is the real football. So,
And then Alyssa Thomas. I mean, Caitlin
it's
to
just
the ground.
brutal.
And, ooh, that's a hand to the neck.
And then the
and
step over.
Alyssa Thomas steps over. I mean, Caitlin to the ground. And, ooh, that's a.
So, well, let's kind of step over the pond in a way, but we're back in the U.S. all at the same time. The whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, they tax on Trump over it, which I the way he handled it, the way he handled the Epstein files and everything, and the way Pam Bondi handled it, I should say, was not good at best. Terrible at best. To all the people that want to claim that he's a pedophile and raped kids and blah, 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 I don't believe it. And there's a reason why I don't believe it. The reason is those files have been there for a very long time. These go back to his original arrest, which was under Obama. Or was that? Yeah. Anyway, he got a sweet ass deal down in Palm Beach area and was allowed to continue on with his stuff. So we had those files. We have, 4 years of Biden in there. You might as well say 4.5, it kind of in the way. By the time you get some of the holdovers gone. And most of these files came out of the Southern District of New York, which is very, very liberal. Same with the FBI offices in New York. If there was anything in those files that they could have gotten to stick in court, they would have released it. Most of the stuff that they are talking about still to this day is people that go into the police department and file a report or call the FBI to file a report. Anybody can file a report. The problem is if you file a report knowing that it's false, you can get charged with filing a false report. But some of these people were named anonymous, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, all these avenues were taken, all the investigations were done. I mean, we've seen where a couple of them were when he was at his Bedminster in New Jersey, his golf course there, that had happened. And, well, come to find out, it was on record. He wasn't, first, he didn't own it at the time. The other thing was he wasn't even there. I think he was out of the country at the time, the date that she gave. So, did she get charged? Probably not. But it still wastes police time. It still gets documented down that somebody said he raped a little girl. And that's what a lot of people are going with. Do I agree with 100% with what Trump is doing? No, absolutely not. But the Epstein shit, I will put to rest. No, there's not going to be arrests. I wish there would be arrests. Nobody's going to name these names because nobody wants to die a premature death. Plain and simple. Not a conspiracy or anything like that. But whistleblowers on a higher scale turn up dead at a higher rate than anybody else. I wish we could not be spending money on all this other bullshit and spend money on protecting whistleblowers, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, we get into what's going on over in England. Thousands of Muslims, Islamists from Pakistan and they're running the grooming gangs, the sexual assaults, the rapes going on in that country. And Tommy Robinson has gone to jail, prison for numerous times for free speech. They do not have free speech in England. They have lost free speech a long time ago. It's really, really sad. But they came out with a whole investigation kind of into it, and these people don't get any charges for that matter. But
the men who preyed on them were predominantly Muslim, generally either from Pakistan or of Pakistani heritage. One of the victims from Dewsbury was told by her rapist, I quote, "We're here to fuck all the white girls and fuck the government." Will the minister accept that, in many cases, these crimes were racially and religiously aggravated? The men who preyed on them.
It's a conquest. This guy sums it up, and this doesn't just apply to England, Europe. It applies here. We saw it for 4 years. We don't have a migrant problem, an illegal alien problem. We had a fucking invasion. When roughly 12 million people come in 4 years, it's 3 million a year, at least. That's a fucking invasion. Especially when you find out that a lot of you're catching a lot of military-aged men with no wife, no children, from all over the world. Chinese nationals. It's an invasion. This guy sums it up pretty well.
You're not doomed yet, but in all of world history, there has never been a civilization that has so opened its doors to another civilization that is openly hostile to it. So
Yes.
This is unprecedented what's happening.
They have clearly stated in the Islamic world, and I'm not going to. Some Muslims have kind of evolved past the primitive age and accepted that there are laws and stuff like that, and Sharia law is not a real good thing. And I'm not saying Christians were the best with women and everything else. But the ones that are on a religious plight to engulf the world with Islam goes back to the beginning of Muhammad and the conquering of lands. Anybody that does not follow Allah, you either submit or die. You are an infidel. You are a non-believer. Allah is the same God of Abraham, the same God that's the God of Christianity and Judaism. But a little off kilter there. Their conquest is, yeah, they take over, and what they're doing in these cities, even in the United States, of doing the prayer and stuff, which at a city level, them playing the prayer music through the PAs of City Hall, and that is, I find, highly illegal. It's against the First Amendment because there the government is taking a side of a religion. That is, even being a Christian, I still have to follow that rule of law. Is everything that in the Constitution and Declaration of Independence having to do with a Christian God? Yes, it does. Very much a Christian God. But we'll get back to this.
Your ancestors of Europe, and I describe it in my books because I write about history, fought tooth and nail to prevent Islam from entering and conquering Europe.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the grand plans and went on for century after century. From the east, the Turks were trying to enter Constantinople. They surrounded Vienna in 1683. And before that, the Muslims, I told you, went up into Tours in France.
Yep.
In 732, 1,000 years later. This was an actual goal. And now Western Europe is saying, oh, none of that matters. It was a misunderstanding.
Well, then you also had them take over Spain. Before the Spaniards, they were conquered in large part from Northern Africa, Muslims taking over not just Spain, but like I said, the tours into France. That's one reason for Spanish people 1,000 years, 1,500 years ago were more white than they are now. So there you have it. Fucking throwing shit. But he's right. I mean, until we have smart people get into office, non-globalist, this is a globalist plan to take over by letting Islam take over. They're easier to control. The higher ups in them are usually pretty smart, but they prey on the weak-minded, easier to brainwash. But yeah, I mean, Somali sex gang says raping white British girls part of their culture. What, you didn't have white people there in Somalia for a while, you know, and this is what makes shit even worse. Is here this guy gets rapes 4 and 9 years old at the time. 180 days in jail. Danny Masterson gets 30 years to life for 2 rapes in the early 2000s. based on verbal testimony. There was no DNA or anything like that. So we can't even get justice here in the United States. And this is the shit that's happening overseas too, is they're only getting a few years, not even a few years, maybe 30 days or so, and that's it. But we're trying to put a stop to this bullshit going on here in the United States, not just with the Muslims, but the whole pride shit. It really needs to go away. We're catching more people fucking with our children. We're trying to get rid of the DEI, trying to get rid of this gender ideology bullshit that should never be in our schools to start off with. But we keep catching them. I mean, we've caught them at Iowa State and Iowa so far at a state level. But this O'Keefe Media, good old Ken O'Keefe, which I do like a lot of his work. Some of his early work was kind of sketchy at sometimes, especially when it had to do with Laura Loomer and her derangement. That woman is. Sometimes she actually makes sense, and the other time she's off in fucking cuckoo land. But that's my opinion of her. But O'Keefe, he's expanded out since Project Veritas, and he's got a lot of people that are willing to go undercover and catch some of these people. And here's a Las Vegas middle school teacher pushing the LGBTQ propaganda onto 11-year-olds. He's an English teacher at a middle school. This is going to play now. Oh, fuck. Play. Anyway, so he goes on. He's like, yeah, I have kids. I like coach them on coming out as queer because this guy identifies as being queer. Okay, whatever. He admits that he's breaking the law, the policies of the school district, because it's not allowed. And he still uses their pronouns. Oh, they're coming out to me. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. They know I'm queer. Yeah. Nobody should know. Nobody should care at that age. Heterosexuality was never pushed on kids. Teachers didn't come in and say, yeah, me and my husband, we have sex all the time. This is what we do in the bedroom. No, abso-fucking-lutely not. When we got older, we understood the birds and the bees, which we did have some classes around 6th grade. Okay. Just hitting puberty and whatnot, but it's just general sex ed, how reproduction works. That's all it should entail. If anything after that, it should be entirely up to the parents. And the parents should not have to have their kids in there even for that little discussion. It's up to the parents. My parents had to talk with me long before we did anything in school. And it was far from even being close to pornographic. But no, the only time it was after we understood the birds and the bees. And teacher would come in. She was pregnant. After a while, showing a baby bump, and boys will giggle at each other, knowing exactly what occurred for her to become pregnant. But that was it. There was no bragging about it. I mean, if she went into labor during the school year, yeah, the kids were excited that she had a kid, and wanted her to come back with the baby and stuff like that. But it's never pushed on us. It was never pushed. But a lady went in and talked to the principal of that school.
Do you know who James O'Keefe is?
I do.
Okay, because I just saw a video yesterday.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
That is an active investigation.
Yeah, and so
Active
what
investigation,
do y'all do
both
about
good.
that?
I'm
Is he fired?
I can't tell you that either. I mean,
Why
it's
not?
just like it's just I can't. That's
Why
not.
do you have this? Do you not do background checks on these people?
We do
This is a
extensive.
pedophile.
Extensive
He's a
background
groomer.
checks. Yeah, we do extensive back. They have to be fingerprinted. They do an FBI fingerprint on every single employee, teachers, support staff.
So he's
front
just a groomer.
office.
He hadn't been caught. Well, he's caught now.
Well, and see, why isn't most schools that the school districts have really fucked with your numbers. You know, if you ask AI, you ask the school district how many kids per class, how many kids per teacher, they've got it down to like 1 for every 15 to 20 kids, which is a total lie because you'd still have 40, 50 kids in one fucking classroom. You have a lot of administrators that are now are teachers. And I was going with that. So they've got all these resources instead of these people sitting in the fucking offices collecting paychecks that they shouldn't even be collecting. They could be checking in on these classrooms and making sure that the teachers are abiding by the fucking rules. Or better yet, why isn't there video, audio in every classroom that at the beginning of the year, you give the password to the parents to be able to get in on that live feed that's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because who the fuck knows what goes on the weekends in our schools? We want to monitor anybody and everybody in this fucking country. We've got flock cameras up, and AI is going to be using facial recognition like a motherfucker. It's going to already kind of hurt our civil rights in that aspect. Why do we not have cameras that parents can watch over their kids? The unions can go fuck off when they come out and say they're our kids and not the parents' kids. The parents come first. The education system is broken as is. Unions are 100% the reason why our education system has failed. It's the unions. I watched my dad succumb to it. That's what makes it even harder. I've seen what unions do. They're not the best anymore, and they support, the majority of them support liberal policies. We do have some of them changing over, like the United Auto Workers and stuff. They've been kind of changing over and stuff like that. But yeah, they do the extensive background check and shit like that, which no, they don't, because somehow we ended up with an illegal alien running the biggest school district in Iowa for 2 years at the tune of $280,000 a year of taxpayer money. They do background checks, but they're not the very good background checks. And again, if you know that this guy is not dealing with a full fucking deck to start off with. Why aren't you checking up to make sure that he is following the rules, the laws? You're not. So that makes her complicit in this too. She should get fired. Anybody that aided and abetted this guy breaking laws, breaking the law, yes, should be fired. You should not be drawing any more money from taxpayers.
Do extensive they have to be fingerprinted. They do an FBI fingerprint on every single employee, teachers, support staff.
So he's just agreeing where he hadn't been caught. Well, he's caught now.
I'm well aware. Yeah, it's a massive investigation. Yeah.
I want something done because this is not stopping with just me.
Massive investigation.
He was here on the last day of school.
Are you talking about the teacher in the video?
Yeah.
The video just came out yesterday. I was not aware of any of that until yesterday.
What kind of school are you running here? I don't understand. And after I saw this James O'Keefe thing, I was like, oh my God. What do you think about this? I mean, just your personal opinion.
I'm
That
as I investigate,
wouldn't.
I will do everything I have to do.
That's a professional answer.
Policy.
I can guarantee you this, and you won't hear from me again. I will dig into this, and every single solitary thing that I have, including the recording that we're making right now and have been, is going straight to James O'Keefe. All of it. All of it.
So you don't have permission to record me.
So you don't have permission to record me. You are a public employee. The Supreme Court has ruled on this numerous times that public employees can be recorded at any time. She's also in a public building. She's in a school paid for by taxpayers. Gives her the right to be able to record in public. It's not a restricted area. And she just audio recorded. She wasn't video recording. Just audio recording. When people say that and they are in a public job and say something like that, you don't have permission to record me, that means they're trying to hide something else. In my opinion, you're not living up to being a public employee. If I ever worked for the public, yeah, I mean, you have the right to stop and ask city workers what their name is. They're filling a pothole or something. You work for the city? Yeah, okay, well, that's my money. And I pay property taxes, that goes to you. So what's your name? Okay, cool. See ya. But my opinion. Anyway, hopefully this guy does get fired. Who knows if it'll happen. Yeah.
Everyone should be a little gay.
Everyone should be a little gay. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck right the fuck off. Couple more things to hit on. This is something I would love to see. I've been pushing for it since, I can remember. I love the fact that here in Iowa we do have constitutional carry law. So you can conceal carry as long as you're 18 and over. Open carry has always been legal in Iowa. It's frowned upon in some places, and that doesn't bother me none. I'd rather conceal carry than open carry any day, because I'd rather be the wild card in the situation, so I'm not being the target to start off with. So, but I think it's very unfair that I go to, I'll say a couple of years ago, we went out to Virginia, and going through Illinois, I have to have my gun a certain way and stored, locked, and blah, 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 to cross through the state. But then once I got outside of that state, every state that I went in through, my personal concealed carry permit that I have from Iowa, which I pay for because I do travel sometimes and I want to be able to carry, I could carry my gun in those states because they honored Iowa's concealed carry. But my God-given rights should not stop at a state line. This is clearly put out in the Constitution, the right to bear, keep, and bear arms. So, why does my right stop at a certain state? I should be able to travel from New York to California to Alaska to Hawaii to Texas to Florida, back up to Minnesota, to Chicago, Illinois, and not have to worry that I can't, if I get into any altercation and I need to protect myself or my family, I can't do that the most effective way. Because I can't, that the state says I can't do that, when the Constitution says I can do that. But here we go. I know this has been introduced by a couple of people in Congress, and
the NRA, everybody, they really have.
We got to get behind this.
Right from the beginning.
We need this. NRA, I don't care for. Your local ones are a lot better than the NRA.
I support the national right to carry legislation. How do you feel about national right to carry? That's my free poll. You know what that is? That's a free poll. I don't have to pay $300,000 to somebody that doesn't even do polling, to give you phony numbers. See, those are real numbers. National right to carry. Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's get that signed. I mean, I would like to see the Save American Act passed first, but before we get to this. I mean, they're both just as fucking important, but cleaning up our voting, making it less likely to be subject to fraud, which I can go back and I will honestly say that there's been fraud in every single election in the United States. Every election. Not just 2020. Not 2016, not 2024. But I'm talking going back to when George Washington was elected president. So, but that would be a good win. That would be a very good win. Speaking of good wins, for gun rights, the Supreme Court struck down the vampire rule in Florida, where it was because of cultural and historical justification that people shouldn't be able to carry weapons, concealed carry. Oh, you couldn't bring your concealed carry into somebody's house or property unless they had a sign up saying that they would allow you to carry in there. So yeah, if you went to the grocery store and you forgot that you were carrying your 45 on your hip or whatever, and you went in that store, they could have you arrested for having that gun because they didn't give you permission to we didn't have a sign up or tell you that you could carry that gun in here. It's stupid. No. I personally would like to be able to carry anywhere I go. I love the idea that you can carry now in our military people can, or not, our military bases aren't gun-free zones anymore. That could have saved a lot of lives in the long run if we always had that rule. I think it's very stupid that we had a rule that our soldiers aren't armed on base. The only people armed are the MPs. It still doesn't stop shootings from happening on bases. Fort Hood, big example, a major goes nuts and kills a whole bunch of people. So any of those soldiers were walking around with their normal rifles or their sidearms or whatever, could have eliminated the threat a lot sooner had they been able to carry. And they should be able to. We're trusting them with firepower as is. Why can't they carry a gun to protect themselves even on bases? Because crazy shit happens. Crazy shit fucking happens. Supreme Court, the temporary protected status of migrants from Haiti, Syria, and all these other countries. More or less, we allowed them in there because, well, Haiti, it was because of hurricanes, earthquake, whatever. We allowed them in here, and we'll house you and everything for a little bit, and then after so long it goes back to being inhabitable. You get to go back. Well, they've expired, and we said, well, okay, it's time for Biden extended it for a couple more years because he wasn't going to kick anybody out of the country. I'm being fucking attacked. Anyway, damn, just a second here. I'm having so much fucking problems tonight. So many fucking problems. Anyway, I'll probably just be cutting this off early anyway. So anyway, a federal judge, they always have to block Trump at every fucking aspect of life, it seems like, said, you can't send them back. You don't have the right to send them back. The document says you don't have the right to, but in actuality, the document said they had the right to do it. So, yeah, you're going to go by the law that was signed. You can't injunct this law. And there was a couple other more wins. It's getting to be the time. Everything's been breaking on me, and yes. Anyway, we leave with a laugh like we start with a laugh-ish. Today was a laugh into a serious kind of subject for me, especially being a fan of hers. But I'll leave this with we got all those problems in the with the reflecting pool, and we can ship up some gators out of Florida up there for you. Have them roll around in there. Those lefties ain't going to be jumping in there fucking trying to scratch shit up. I heard something about the algae, that they were fighting the algae shit ever since Obama redid it, and it's been bad. I really still think it was sabotage. Algae does not grow that fast unless it's been accelerated, given optimal breeding ground. Being stagnant water does not help, that it's not moving, but you want it to be a reflecting pool, so it's not, you want it to be as still as possible. But lefties just want to destroy every single thing that Donald Trump wants to do to make the nation look better. It's really sad, but we got 4th of July coming up. We're about a week away from the greatest day. In 1 week, we'll be doing our Declaration of Independence. We're going to go into some of the stuff that wasn't in the Declaration of Independence, and it'll be a perfect day to do it on July 2nd, because that is actually the day that we did announce our freedom. We voted on our freedom, but we will get into that and our geniuses that came up with this. Genius that came up with it, just one. But I will say adieu. we will come back on Saturday, kind of wrap out the whole week up, see what's going on. We'll get into some of these Supreme Court shit. I got some other funnies and stuff to kind of go over and see how we close the week out. As far as oil and everything else goes, it's kind of been down for the month. We're down 70 some dollars. It's looking better, but some other shit's been going on over there. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what this weekend brings. We'll see you back here again on Saturday at 7 o'clock. I hope to see you all then, and God bless you all. God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.